Do you know what bands of Korea, and some of them are really horrific for the general public? Number 1. Foreign movies, songs not allowed. Watching foreign movies or listening to foreign music can send North Korean citizens to jail. In 2015, North Korea's dictator Kim Jong-un ordered the destruction of all cassette tapes and CDs that had state-banned songs in order to contain dissent. Watching American movies or distributing pornography can lead to the death penalty. There are only 3 channels on TV in North Korea and all content is controlled by the government. Number 2. Making international calls is a crime. North Korean citizens cannot make international calls as it's considered a crime there. According to reports, in 2007, a North Korean factory boss was executed by a firing squad in front of 150,000 people after being accused of making international calls on 13 phones he installed in a factory basement. Number 3. Disloyalty to the leader can mean the death penalty. Falling asleep during a meeting with Kim Jong-un is considered disloyalty to the leader and may also lead to the death penalty. According to reports, in 2015, North Korea's defense minister Chol was gunned down by an anti-craft fire in front of 100 people for behavior such as falling asleep in Kim Jong-un's presence. Number 4. 3-generation punishment. If anyone commits a crime in North Korea, not only he or she will be punished, but also their grandparents, parents and children. This terrible law was created to prevent people from escaping from prison. Number 5. Only government-approved haircuts. All men and women can only do one of 28 government-approved haircuts. 18 for women, 10 for men. Other hairstyles are prohibited. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un introduced this law in 2013 and did not include his hairstyle on this list because he wanted to keep it unique and absolutely no one can dare to copy his hairstyle. It is assumed that married women should wear shorter haircuts than unmarried women. Number 6. Own basketball rules. The government of North Korea has changed the basketball games. For example, a slam dunk is worth 3 points, not 2. 2-point shots in the last 3 minutes of the game are worth 8 points. Also, if you miss 3 shots, a point is deducted. Number 7. Permission needed to live in the national capital. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un wants only the most successful, wealthy and influential people to live in North Korea's Yongang. People must have express permission to live in the capital. Number 8. Students required to pay for their own desks and chairs. The students must pay for their desks and chairs in the class. School fees don't cover this. Number 9. Bible is banned in North Korea. In North Korea, the Bible is considered a symbol of Western culture and is therefore prohibited because it can transform people. One Christian woman who was distributing the Bible was arrested and executed. In 2014, Jeffrey Fowle, an American citizen on tour of North Korea, was arrested and imprisoned for 5 months because he forgot the Bible in the bathroom of a restaurant at the jong-un Sailors Club. Number 10. No iPhones or laptops. No iPhones, TVs or laptops from the aforementioned brands for North Koreans. The people of this country know very little about electronics and technology as the government's isolation policy hides a lot. Number 11. Strict customs rules. Strict customs rules in North Korea. If you are a tourist, customs check all your music, films and written materials and only then you will be allowed into the country. Number 12. Prison camps in North Korea. It is believed that about 200,000 North Koreans live in the camps. They were arrested for alleged political crimes. If a person commits a political crime, his entire family is interned. If a prisoner manages to escape, his entire family would be killed. 40% of prisoners interned in these concentration camps die from malnutrition. Many of them are sentenced to hard labor for seemingly reasonable terms, but more often than not, they work to death. Number 13. Different calendar. North Korea has a different calendar called the Juche calendar than the rest of the world. It begins with April 15, 1912, the birth date of their dear revolutionary leader Kim Il-sung. Number 14. Only one leader to vote in the election. North Korea holds elections and where all the citizens above 17 mandatorily have to vote in the elections, but they are not entirely free elections. In each election, you only have one option. As a result, 100% of Koreans vote for their dear leader. Number 15. Kim Il-sung is their only true leader. Kim Il-sung was the first leader of North Korea after the Communist Revolution died long ago. He is still considered the country's leader. That is why his son and now grandson were able to take the reins so easily after the death of his predecessor. Number 16. No marijuana law. Ironically, a country that is extremely conservative has no drug problems. It is illegal to use, sell or possess marijuana in North Korea. Nevertheless, marijuana grows along the roads completely freely. Therefore, if suddenly someone from the local area wants to take advantage of this opportunity, he can do it completely calmly. Number 17. Insult to Kim and his family considered blasphemy. All North Koreans who live under Kim Jong-un's rule must swear loyalty and obedience to him, his family and the state. Anything that could be perceived as an insult to Kim's family, the North Korean government is considered blasphemy and severely punished. This applies to both immigrants from North Korea and tourists. Anything that can be considered a threat or insult will lead to imprisonment or even execution. Many are also familiar with the case of American citizen and student Otto Warmbier, who was visiting North Korea as part of a guided tour group, arrested at Pyongyang International Airport while awaiting departure from the country after he tried to steal a billboard from his hotel room. Warmbier was locked in a prison cell and was released in a vegetative state and died soon afterward in June 2017. Number 18. Not allowed to leave the country. You may wonder why North Koreans faced with such dire laws do not flee, and they can't. Any North Korean citizen is prohibited from leaving the country, and anyone who crosses the border without official documents will be shot by guards. The most severe punishment exists for those who try to escape or hide from Kim's totalitarian rule, and it is almost certainly always death. Number 19. Strict rules for tourists. Any tourist who enters the country is closely monitored by the North Korean government throughout the trip. Each tourist is assigned a guide who accompanies him throughout the trip. If someone leaves their group or tries to talk to a local, they will be arrested. Along with this, tourists are taken only to certain places and along certain routes. Number 20. Military service is compulsory. Military service is compulsory for all North Koreans. 10 years for men and 7 years for women. Number 21. Power cut every night. North Koreans face power cuts every night due to the energy crisis in the country, and for using electricity, they need permission, and owning a microwave is illegal. These are the different shocking rules of Korea. Which do you think is the most surprising one? Comment below.